Hey everybody, welcome back. Today Adam and I, as promised, want to show you how to use a slider weight for your trout fishing instead of a fixed weight like what we set up yesterday. So I've already taken the time to spread everything out here. First, we've got a pre-tied hook tied by myself. You can get the store-boughts, that's perfectly fine, but as mentioned in previous video, I like using longer leaders when I'm using a slider weight because I don't want that slider coming all the way down to the hook and bait. So I've got my leader line with hook here, my barrel swivel right here. Again, if you're not using that store-bought hook with the loop, with the loop on the end, you don't need the snap swivel. You only need a barrel swivel, and I'll show you why here shortly. We also have a little tiny bead here. We'll also explain the theory or the method for, or the reasoning rather, for using this method with the bead. And then we got a barrel swivel, and it's got a hole right down the middle, so it'll just slide up and down your line. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is take our main line and very first thing is going to be this barrel swivel. That goes on first. Okay. Go ahead and hold that, Adam. Thank you. Next thing is going to be this little bead, which if your eyes are anything like mine, this can get a little bit challenging. Might have to recruit the help of my boy here because the lighting in here is dark and I don't see all that well. So go ahead and find me the hole.
There we go. It's right there.
Okay. You want to thread that in there?
Sure.
Get a little assistance going on here. So I'm going to thread it. I'm going to thread the bead on. We already threaded the barrel swivel. Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Adam. Okay, so now we've got the barrel swivel followed by a bead. The next thing is going to be, actually barrel weight, not barrel swivel. Okay, now we're going to attach the swivel itself. And I always give myself plenty of line here, so you're basically what we did there is just go right through the eyelet and hold it right here in my hand because you don't want it spinning. So I'm going to use the fisherman's, just a standard fisherman's knot, which is a clinch knot. So from right here, I'm just going to take hold of it like this. I still got plenty to work with here, and we're just going to loop it around like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and lucky 7. Okay, then I'm going to take this end right here, and without undoing all of this, we're going to go right down here and go right through this right there. So now I'm going to wet it so it doesn't burn when you pull this tag down. And now you just pull it down, pull it down, pull it down nice and slow because you don't want to create friction. And then give it a little bit of a tug like this, and just kind of put your finger over the top and pull down on that knot, and we're just going to snug it up like that. Snug it up, and then just going to cut off the excess line here. Right about there. Right at my fingers, bud. Good. Okay, so there you go. So what we've got so far now is the weight on top, and as you cast out, it's going to hit bottom, and as soon as we get our hook and leader tied on there, I'll show this again, but here's kind of what we're looking at. This bead, the purpose of the bead is to sit on top of this swivel, because as you set the hook and continue banging this weight against the swivel, eventually it wears a hole or a groove into the weight, and then the weight's going to get stuck on the swivel. So you don't want that to happen. So you just put a little bead on here, and then as you're reeling up and whatnot and setting that hook, boom, like that, boom, all the time, it's actually hitting up against this bead instead of cutting into the weight with the swivel itself. So we've got our weight, we've got our bead, we've got our swivel. The only thing left is our hook. So again, it's going to be the same knot, just a standard fishing knot. So now we're on the other end of the barrel swivel. Going to go right through here. And again, we're going to pull this out enough so that you can work with it. Get a hold of it right about here in the middle finger. I usually try and hold it right under my middle finger. Then we're just going to wrap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same as before. Going to take our end, come back down here, and we're going to find that opening in the line, go back through, then we're going to just gently pull like this, get it straight, wet it, and then just pull down, and then just gently snug it up. Remember, don't pull on it so hard or fast that you create friction. Friction creates wear, and it weakens the monofilament line that you're using. It'll burn it, which weakens it, and that's what causes us to lose fish.
Higher chance of breaking.
Yes. Okay, and then just like before, gonna cut the excess off like that. Okay, so now trade you. Okay, so here's my hook right here, and we put our flotation bait. Like I said, you know, around here for trout fishing, we've been doing power bait floats. So the object here is to be able to cast out, and the weight will sit right here on the bottom, and the power bait will then float all the way up, and that gives us about 18 to 20 inches off the bottom. So that's and the advantage is something I didn't mention earlier. The advantage was with this slider weight, you got a lot more play in here, and when the fish picks up the bait and starts moving with it, the weight's going to stay put. And from a land point of view, as the fish comes up and pulls, okay, Joseph, go ahead and focus on the rod tip right now. As the fish comes up and pulls, it starts doing that, and you don't have that weight to deal with. So it just makes it just puts you a lot more in touch with you and the fish, and you've got the advantage of the weight to get out there, but you've also got no weight interference, and it's just a lot easier to see when the fish, when your line's moving and getting tight and you see that bow in your line as you've cast it out, that bow in the line suddenly goes from this, suddenly it starts getting straight, and then as soon as it's straight, that fish is going to keep swimming with it, and you're going to get that bump. And it's just a lot quicker on the hook set as well. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. In the next video, we're going to discuss how to tie hooks and get these longer leaders. And again, please feel free to subscribe to our page and our channel, and let us know if there's anything you'd rather be seen. Thank you.